Hello guys, welcome back. Today is Wednesday, and Wednesdays we give thought analysis on and give bias on what to expect. And today I have few pairs that I'll be running thought analysis on to give you bias on what to expect. Stay with us at the end of this video because at the end of this video you will gain more knowledge and maximize your chance of winning in the market. And today I'll be starting with GBPUSD. On GBPUSD, I explained all the reasons why we should still be looking for sell opportunity. Because when you zoom out, you will discover that this market is in a very bearish movement. And when the market is in a very strong bearish movement, what do? No matter whatever the market is giving to you, you keep looking for what? Continuation to the downside. And that was what I shared on Sunday on my top 10 analysis. I explained all the reasons why we should also be what? Looking for sell opportunity, because on daily, we can boldly see that we still have a low that needs to be cleared, which I pointed out in my previous analysis. So we are expecting this low to be what? Taken out, because whenever the markets have great equal lows like this, definitely the market takes it out. And considering we have open price at this particular place after this sweep of liquidity here, so we are expecting the market to take out this low because of what? This low here created external high, right? So, and if you have been on this channel for some time, you already know that whenever a high is taken, right, the market will now take other external, internal lows or internal structures as what? A liquidity. And that's why we expected this, because this was the last low created before this move to the upside, and this low created double equal low. So we are expecting this low to be what? Taken out, and I covered all this in my previous analysis. So let's drop down to lower time frame. Since we are expecting this low to be cleared out, let's extend it. Since we are still expecting this low to clear out, without this low being taken out, the market will not have enough strength to continue moving to the upside, because this low swept this liquidity at this particular place, right? And remember, in my previous video, I explained all the reasons why this market needed to start selling from this particular place, this structure here, this other block here, after this sweep of liquidity, right? If you have been with us in this channel for some time, you already know that once a low is broken without this high taking liquidity, the market always come back to other block of fair value gap, most time other block, before continuation to the what? Downside. So that was exactly what happened, and the market took out this liquidity, started coming down. So I just decided to run down this analysis so that you will understand what we are expecting, and you can actually add it in your own skill to make and to utilize your chance of winning in the market. No, so let's proceed now. Let's just drop down to lower time frame. And also, I explained all the reasons why we should be careful when choosing a right broker, right? Because when we look at this right now, if you had been using a bad broker, it would have cost you this opportunity again this trading week. Remember, in my previous video, I covered how some of my students in my community lost this trade because of bad broker, right? And the same thing happened at this particular place. Now, let's look at what we are seeing. This is Rwanda. Let's look at what we are seeing at, I think that should be FSCM. Now, look at this right now, right? Now, remember, whenever a high clears liquidity, it becomes to be a very strong high. We don't expect market to go above it again. If you are using a wrong broker, this is a valued change of character. Now, let's quickly delete this. Let's clear everything. This is now a valid change of character, right? If you were using this broker, and it would have cost you a lot of what? Opportunities. It will have cost you this opportunity. And in normal sense, I would have been looking for buy opportunity at this particular place because this is a very valid change of character in terms of this particular broker. But what's happened on normal life markets, this is not a valid break of structure because of what? It didn't go above this high that swept what? The liquidity. So I want you to always have this in mind and know what to do when choosing what? A broker. So having known that right now, let's proceed. In my previous video, I explained all the reasons why we should not be considering this particular place as a valid what? Order block. Why? Because of, I said something, let's drop down to 30 minutes because it looks like it was more time years. It was more years refined here. I explained all the reasons why we should be careful at this place as order block if market failed to create a liquidity what? Sweep. And what happened? Market created that liquidity sweep at this particular what? Place because market created this high that created lower low here, taking out this particular low. But what happened? Market took out that liquidity, and before the market ranged, we still went up before coming to the downside. Then if you had taken this market at this particular place, this order block, where would your stop loss be? Just above this particular what? High. Because I've told you people, when you see order block and you have a wick, long wick beside it, you treat all of them as one. So you would have still put it here and target what? Below. Even though you targeted this as your own 3-to-1 risk reward, it will still what? It will have still come in your favor, right? But when we discover that this high has been taken and we saw this, right? After this, we are waiting for break of structure below this for retest for us to enter, but it didn't happen. Rather, it came back to this particular place, and we knew that when we were not expecting to see market go above it. Had the market went above it and close above it, we would have considered it as change of character. But what happened? Immediately market came here, we saw this momentum, this bearish candle with this very fast move. So we opened our market there and placed our stop loss above this what zone and targeted our 3-to-1 risk reward, and the market came in our what favor. So I always share this so that you can actually learn something and add it to what you already know. So without wasting time, let's proceed. So what are we expecting now? Let's go to 4 hours. I'm gonna be deleting this. Let's make our charts more little clear. So now this is the current situation of the market, and I explained all the reasons why we should be expecting this reaction that we had here on this 1 hour order block, right? Remember, whenever you see order block and there is gap above it, it is always what? Very strong. So we saw this reaction and the market had already broken this what? Low, and it has taken out this order block. So what are we expecting now? Now, when we go to 4 hours, let's look at what we have there. Okay, on 4 hours right now, let's delete this also. Remember, we're expecting market to take out this low. So on 4 hours now, what do we have? We now have a very good order block there. Look at that order block. And this order block, why are we taking it? Because it has fair value gap, right? And this is the most recent high, closer to our high that swept liquidity. So we can actually take this to be a valid order block, right? And let's go to 1 hour. Okay, now we already have that liquidity being created, right? Now, after this break of structure here, after this break of structure, immediately the market went back and created this liquidity that we are now expecting to be what? Taken out. So I'll take this as my what? Liquidity. I'm expecting the market to what? Take it out. Why? Because whenever, if you have been in this channel for some time, whenever market is going and created high without this high, after this break of structure right now, and market created high and continued to the downside without this side taking any liquidity up, market always come to running out, coming to other block of fair value gap before continuation to the downside. So that's what we are expecting, because after this break of structure, so we are going to identify it as break of structure. After this break of structure, market created this. So we can now consider this to be our what? Liquidity. But we are now having something here, right? This could have been considered, we should have considered this to be a very good order block. But as you can see right now, this candle had already retested it. So that was okay. Let's check 30 minutes first of all. Okay, we are seeing something on 30 minutes. So in this situation right now, since we have this valid liquidity sweep or liquidity trap. So these are the two places that I will be looking for what sell opportunity. Now, remember, all the things we are sharing here is just bias. That's why if you have been following us, I've always said this, always have entry model, right? When market comes to this particular place, because when you go through our videos, you will see that we are 90% accurate whenever we give what bias. So you can now trade with our bias. It's just a choice. You can trade with our bias and maximize your chance of what? Winning. So once market come to this particular place, I will look for continuation to the downside, but my main point of interest that I'll be looking for buyers entry rather is here. First, take profits, 3-to-1 risk reward. Then second one, I will now bring it down to this particular what place. If you want, or you continue with this what this low, let me check something. Okay, this low here already have fair value gap, and it's another block, so you just have to be very careful with it. Okay, my second take profit should be here, right, which is about 4.5 to 1 risk reward. So but always don't be greedy in the market. 3-to-1 risk reward is very wonderful, and okay, so this we should is the place that I'm looking to sell, to continue the sell from, or I look at this particular place. But selling from this particular place is just quite risky, because we have open price here. Market could decide to come here before what? Sell to the downside. And considering what we currently have now, when we go to lower time frame, you will discover that this market is currently now creating what? Higher highs and higher lows, and the market had already what? Broken this high that has what? Swept liquidity, because this high right now broke this structure to the what? Downside. Are you seeing it? So we are now waiting for this market to change trend. But as it stands now, we're expecting this market to take out this what? Highs. So if you want, though it's risky to trade against the trend, so if you want, you could actually look for more buying pressure to the upside to take out this liquidity. But remember, trading against the trend is always risky in the market. So if you are doing this, you just have to be very what? Careful. So having said that, right now, we're expecting this market to come to this particular place or this particular place, but wait for a very strong confirmation at this particular place before you start looking for what? Down continuation. So on GBPUSD, this is what I am looking at. So Euro GBP, I explained to us on Sunday why we should be what? Looking for opportunity at this particular place or here. But on Sunday, I explained to you people that I wasn't expecting the market to come to this place. It will come to this place in future to take out this liquidity. But considering the kind of price movement we saw, I told you people that this place should be my first what? Entry. And what happened? Market just tapped inside that place and continued going to the upside, giving us this beautiful 3-to-1 risk reward. If you had held this market to the upside, this is all you would have what gained, which is 10-to-1 risk reward. But don't be greedy in the market. Always look for what? 3-to-1 risk reward, which is a very healthy way to trade, because I showed us that this market has been in a very bullish what? Momentum. So we should continue looking for what? Up movements. And that's what we currently have at this particular place. And if you had opened this market, you should be in a very big profit now. So that is it. So what are we expecting in this market currently now? Okay, and if you watch very well, this market is creating series of higher highs and higher lows, and we should be expecting a very down sell when this market starts selling, because we have huge price open prices here. So always keep that in mind and be watching when the market starts selling. But for now, what are we waiting for? What are we looking for? Now, when you look at this right now, you can see that each open price is retested. We have only two that are not retested or filled. This is one, right? And this is two. Now, what do we do now? Okay, first of all, let's go to 4 hours to see the situation of things. Okay, so let's adjust this to be like this, because I love 4 hours, gives nice structure in the market. So let's leave this one and move down to and when you look at it right now, okay, let me give this analysis like this. You can see that we have very strong open price here. So no matter whatever that is happening, expect this market to come inside this zone from tomorrow, right? So having seen this, let's move down to lower time frame. Remember, we're expecting the market to come here. So let's delete this and look for more good entry and opportunity. So we have this now, and we have this other block here. It has been filled. Then look at another other block that is not filled here. Let's go to 15 minutes. Okay, on 15 minutes, all these orders has been filled, and this market has been selling for 3 days now, which has given us three formation candle or more than that. So we should be expecting a little pullback, because no market just goes up without any pullback, and the market is already in accumulation phase. So we should be expecting continuation of buys at this particular place. Just let's take all this zone, right? This is where you should be looking for buy continuation. But to refine things more better, right? I'll be looking for that buy at this particular what place. Continuation of this buy at this particular what place. And this zone can only be effective if we see that liquidity sweep at this particular zone before we start taking it to the upside. Why? Because we have open price below it. This market right now, remember, on 4 hours we still have open price here, right? So we're expecting this market at least to pull back into this what area we are seeing this open price. So be looking for entry inside this particular place, but to make things little defined for everyone, that's why we refine it to be like this, right? Putting our entry inside this open price, which is fair value gap with other block. So you can actually be waiting for this market to come down to take out this low. And when you look at this right now, we have almost equal low here. And when we have something like this, market always come to hunt it. So just be looking at what is going to happen. Unless market decides to continue going to the upside, there's still nothing to worry about. We still update you on what to do spot on Euro GBP. This is my what bias, and just always remember to wait for change of trend before you start your entry, just like we saw here. As you can see, this market came down, tapped inside this order block, and changed what direction from creating lower lows and lower highs to now creating higher highs and higher lows. So always wait for change of what trend or change of character at this any particular zone you want to start what buying or selling from. So this is what I'm expecting on Euro GBP. Then next, I have another good order on gold, right? Now remember, in my previous analysis, I explained all the reasons that we should be still expecting what a move to the upside, because when you go to daily, we still have open order block that is yet to be what filled. this other block here that was supposed to be filled before we start seeing these downward movements that we saw Monday, Tuesday, I think 2 days ago. Now the market has broken these support order block, right, to the downside. And when we see something of this nature, what are we gonna do? Because on lower time frame, this low swept liquidity, market will just be reacting from order blocks below. And that's what the market is currently doing now. The market just tapped inside this order block on daily and is reacting from that particular place. And having this kind of thing right now and having open price, we should be expecting more sell pressure. Remember, in my previous video, I explained why we should be careful, even looking for more buy continuation to come and fill this place, because this kind of selling pressure that we saw last 2 weeks, early last week, we have not seen that kind of selling pressure on gold for a number of months. And that's why I told us to be very careful at this particular place because of this huge sell off to the downside. And I explained all the reasons why we should be looking for buy opportunity at this particular place if only we see change of trend at this particular place, or if we didn't see any change of trend, then we should respect this. I think that should be on 15 minutes order block that we saw. Yes, the market reacted from. Look at it here, this order block that the market reacted from. And I told us that if this market did not change trend this particular place. Why? Because this particular place swept this liquidity at this particular place. So we were expecting it to continue selling till this upside to fill this order block on daily, but it didn't happen. Rather, the market continued going to the downside using the order block that we saw here. So what are we expecting currently in the market? We are still expecting serious selling pressure because of what? The market right now has broken the low that I told us in last week, that if this market ever goes below this low, you know that the market has changed trend to the downside. But gold has, let me quickly say this, gold has been behaving funny. Why? Because we are approaching end of the year and the candle is trying to do some correction. So you have to be careful, right? This is part of psychological aspect and fundamental aspect that some traders don't talk about. The market, the year is closing and we have what we call yearly candle, right? Which we are not going to be talking about at this particular place. So having this in mind, but we are still expecting sell continuation, because looking at this right now on this 1 hour, you will see that this market is in a very bearish movement now. And when market is in bearish movement, what do? You continue looking for more bearish continuation. So having this in mind, let's look at what we have on 4 hours. Now let's quickly delete this. That's why it is always good to wait for confirmation before you trade. Sometimes don't be aggressive trader. So currently now on 4 hours, there is no valid order block on 4 hours. I know that some people will be asking about this order block here. So we can't consider this to be order block anything because this candle is here to close. And so let's look at what we have on 1 hour. On 1 hour, we have a very good order block here. And the market is currently reacting from it. So let's look at this. Despite we still have open order block here, I'm gonna be using this here, but you know, this is giving us more confluence because this place served as support level. So there is possibility for this place to hold this market. So what are you going to do? Currently now the market is low. I mean, the momentum in the market is gone. So you should be looking at this particular place tomorrow, from tomorrow or before midnight. But if the market continues going to the upside, then you should be looking at what we currently have at this particular place. So, but I'm expecting this market to continue selling heavily from here. But let's go to 15 minutes to see if there is anything there. Oh, the market has started creating series of lower lows and lower highs. But let's go to 5 minutes. Okay, now I'll be expecting this market to at least come back to this particular place before we start selling, before I will be considering opening any position because of what? Now, these markets had taken out this liquidity at this particular place before this break of structure here. And after this break of structure here, market went and created this liquidity. So, just like I said, gold has been funny. So you just have to be very, very careful. You just have to be very careful. So, I will be expecting a pullback before I start looking for my entry. And if I'm to look for that entry, I will be looking at this particular place, right? My stop loss above here, my first take profit 3 to 1 risk reward. This is what I'll be expecting on gold to happen. But you cannot still hold it to this low, or you can even go as far as holding it to take out this low here. So it depends what gold gives us, but don't be greedy in the market, right? 3 to 1 risk reward is more than okay for you, right? So this is what I'm expecting on gold for now. And please wait for change of trend, but if gold decide to continue coming to this particular place, we are still going to be looking for what more sell, what entry. And on 1 hour, this is little value. Why? Because, okay, let me just talk about this, right? We have double fair value gap now, which makes things more good. We'll look at it. This is one of the strategies that I was using. Look at it. We have fair value gap here. Let's just delete this. Fair value gap here and fair value gap here. So this is a very powerful magnet for price. So but let's be looking about, I'm not expecting the market to come to this particular place because of kind of heavy sell momentum gold is. But if it comes to this particular place, this is a very strong magnet zone for market. But let's just be watching and see what the market is going to do. So on gold, this is my view on gold. You can actually look to extend it to this particular place if it starts selling. But remember, 3 to 1 risk reward is good and fine in the market. And I will just be summarizing it with USDJPY. You know that on USDJPY, we were expecting this market to start selling at this particular place, right? At this particular place, but it didn't start selling there. Rather, market started selling at this from this 4 hours order block that was filled. But sometimes this is what you get from the market, and okay. And this USDJPY right now has given us a very good break of structure at this particular place. So if you are to look for continuation to the downside, because we're expecting this market to continue moving to the downside. Why? Because there are so many fundamental analysis backing this up. That is why GBPUSD has been selling heavily. GBPJPY has been selling heavily. And one of my viewers that asked about opportunity to be looking for GBPUJPY, I told the person to look for sell opportunity, and I believe that person was being a very good profit now. Remember, in my previous analysis, I explained all the reasons why we should be expecting this gap to be filled, because this is abnormal in the market, but sometimes market decide to do otherwise. So I'm not gonna spend much time on USDJPY. If you want to look for opportunity on USDJPY, you should be looking for that opportunity at this particular place here. Just wait for that market to give you a valid good entry at this particular place, because when we go to 1 hour, we will see that this break of structure happened because of what? This low took out this liquidity, and we never wanted the market to go above it, because after this sweep of liquidity, market went to the upside, taking out what? Creating a new high. So, but market has gone below it. So we are now in what? A downtrend, considering the fundamental what? Analysis backing everything up. So in this situation right now, we are waiting for this market to have this retrace to this particular place before I start looking for any sell what opportunity to the downside. So look at what I'll be looking for in these markets. Our 3-to-1 risk reward here. You can actually hold more to this downside depending on what you are doing, or you target this low because we have we have order block here, or you can even, based on what the market is going to do, you can even target this low because you're expecting this gap to be filled. So on GBP, on USDJPY, this is what I'm expecting. First of all, 3-to-1 risk reward, which is very good in the market. But if the market keeps showing me more selling pressure, I can hold the market, or I look for more selling pressure to the downside. So this is what we have on this week's analysis and bias. Remember, the bias we are giving is for you to work with us, because we are 90% accurate whenever we give bias. So just remember to always look for opportunity and or change of trend before opening a trade. And remember to subscribe, like, share, comment, and drop any question in the comment box that you want us to attend to. Just like one of the students or one of the viewers dropped GBP JPY for buyers, and I gave the person, and I believe the person must be in a very good what profits, because when you look at this, you will discover that this market has been selling heavily here. So after this sweep of liquidity that I marked, actually I don't give I don't analyze this because this is not my pair. But one of my students in my community that I did the analysis, this was taken out, and after that, coming to this 4 hours order block, let's look at it. The market has actually been what? Selling since then. So if the student had been using what we have been teaching, the person should have caught this particular what trade, and it was very, very wonderful coming to the downside to come and feel the same what gap. So feel free, if you have anything, just comment, drop it in the comment section. We are going to reply. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. Have a wonderful day till Sunday.